In the heart of Ado-Ekiti flows a sacred river known as Omirin, the river of divine fishes. Here, the waters do more than nourish the land. They carry the spirit of a goddess. Local legend tells of a powerful deity who transformed herself into this river, leaving behind as sacred children the fishes that swim within. To harm them is taboo. To eat them unthinkable. According to the people, no matter how long this fish boils, it will never soften. And anyone who dares to defile the sacred order by catching or cooking a fish from Omirin will face the wrath of the goddess herself.
Ẹja tó wà ńbẹ̀ wọn kì í pa ẹgẹt wọn kì í pa ẹrí gbogbo ọ̀pẹ tó wà lókè ńbẹ̀ yẹ wọn kì í da ẹja yẹ ló jẹ́ important jù fún ẹja etí erin kó o ṣe kò ní jiná wọn kì í pa gan kẹ́hìn gbọ́ mi sà wọn kì í pa ẹnìkan dán oníjọ́ kínní àná.
Kówé sùn káyè ṣe.
Kówé kò sí nǹkan tó ní ẹja yẹn máa ṣe pé tóun bá mú lọ léwọn á sè é. Ó ṣe ẹja yẹn títí tí ẹja yẹn ò jiná péjọ. Ejò wà láwárí. Ọ̀hún tí wọ́n pè ṣẹ́gi lẹ́jọ́ pé ó pẹja ẹni.
Kí làwọn ìgbésẹ̀ tó ń wá gbé lẹ́yìn yẹn?
Ó ṣètìtù ni.
Ètùtù rẹ̀ ló ètùtù ẹni ló ṣe bẹ̀lẹ̀ ẹsẹ̀ yá. Eku bó ti ṣètìtù.
Bó ti ṣètìtù rẹ̀ ó wà in life till now.
The Erin Ayonigba River is not only a site of mystery, but also of healing.
Òun lè dókítà rẹ̀ agidi. A gbọ́ mọ̀ yí dókítà ló gbé kàí ló bímọ. Òun ló bá iṣẹ́. Òun la alágbo ìwòyá wo mọ́. Torí kó bá ti lóyún sínú, ẹbẹ̀ láti ẹ̀gbàgbọ́ títí fún mọ́kà mú ebi.
The people believe that its waters cleanse the body and spirit. They drink from it, bathe in it, and use it in their daily lives, trusting the river spirit to protect their community from harm.
Téèyàn bá gba àbọ̀dè, ojú ẹsẹ̀ yẹn ló máa lè rìn yẹn máa rí tán á padà.
Visitors often come to feed the sacred fish with bread, watching as they gather gracefully at the surface.
Àwọn òyìnbó àwọn nǹkan kan ìṣẹ̀ṣe tán máa wá mú pé fáfábílítà táà fi rọ omi táà ṣàdúrà táà ṣe pé à á gbàdúrà. Níjọ́ kan àwọn oníṣẹ̀ṣe ẹni tó rọ́mọ bí wá sísàlẹ̀ lọ́run àwa gbàdúrà fún wa ọdún kejì ẹ̀ ọwọ́ agbọ́mọyẹ wá tá a tún ṣàdúrà fún.
For the people of Erinjio, Omirin is more than just the water. It is life, healing, and the heartbeat of their faith. Data according to the United Nations World Food Programme says 30.6 million Nigerians face acute food insecurity. Experts blame on many factors which include the security challenges in the North and Middle Belt, post-harvest losses, poor storage facility, and a couple of other issues. Over the years, there have been efforts at boosting food production in Nigeria, taking advantage of its over 70 million hectares of land, multiple agroecological zones, and a climate favorable for year-round farming. There have been several other such interventions by governments at council, state, and federal levels, including the Produce for Lagos program and the 500 billion naira guarantee fund scheme by the Lagos state government. In September, the Minister of Agriculture and Food Security, Abubakar Yari, said the prices of food items have crashed across the country, but some Nigerians differ, saying they are yet to feel the ease.
Before, we said chicken 4 8 before, but now we sell 5,000 naira.
This one, before at the selling 300, now at the selling 500 because only don't cost. Down at the selling, before at the selling 3,500, now at the selling 6,000. Everything don't cost.
About 2 months ago, we are buying the food like rice or back of rice is 70 something thousand naira, like 75, 78, 73. But now 60, 62, 50, 55 safe. So if I look, it's gone down now. Not to say like if you have increasing the price now.
2025 marks the 80th anniversary of the annual World Food Day, which is celebrated on October the 16th every year. This year with the theme, Hand in Hand for Better Food and a Better Future, the United Nations target building a peaceful, sustainable and food-secure future where everyone has access to a healthy diet. To achieve this, experts suggest the way forward must be comprehensive, from tackling insecurity to investing in climate resilience farming to improving storage, irrigation, and transportation systems. That's in addition to strengthening farmers' cooperatives, access to finance and research. With the right investment, policies, and protection for its farmers, Nigeria may be on its way from food insecurity to food sovereignty. Because in a nation so richly blessed, no one should go hungry.
If you order Bolt, InDrive, or Uber and you see this man run for your life,
immediately I entered this man's car, there was something hanging in front of his mirror. It looked so fetish, and
but this same man picked me up, May 3rd, and he did the same thing.
Oh, chef Bolt, chef Uber, chef InDrive.
I'm getting scared because, like, oh my god, what if he's the one? You guys, please be careful.
This is the man who goes around in Bolt, InDrive, and Uber, allegedly robbing women of their belongings, raping ladies in his ride, and pretending to offer safe transport while carrying knives, scissors, guns, and other weapons in his car.
This guy has pepper spray, he has gun, he has sharp weapons, whatever.
For months, young women have cried out, sharing stories of their painful encounters with this predator. They talk about how he allegedly threatens them, hurts them, and strips them not just of their possessions, but of their dignity.
And you're telling me I'm not with your phone. He's like, you want me to kill you here? Immediately now brought out the knife. He was not holding the knife. He said he's going to stab me to death. Started diverting to another route. That do I have condom inside my bag? Look at what he was asking me. I said I don't have condom inside my bag. He now searched my bag. That he's going to sell my body in parts. That he already has people that will buy my body.
Despite these cries and warnings, he is still on the road. He is still picking up unsuspecting women and still moving through Uber, Bolt, and InDrive like a hunter waiting for his next victim. And the most heartbreaking question remains: why is a man like this still allowed to drive? Why has no company taken firm action to protect the very people they promise safety to?
Uber are still allowing this man to drive after he has victimized a lot of girls. Every day they're going to complain about on a rider. Every day.
So why would Uber and Bolt and InDrive allow a known criminal walk with them?
Be employing a highway robber to be on the highway picking people.
Every day that passes without justice is another day of risk for countless women. What use is technology if it cannot protect the vulnerable? What good is business when it ignores the cries of the broken? To the companies, the question is simple: how many more women must be hurt before you act? How many more tears must fall before you listen?
Please, Nigerian police, come to our help. Like, the government should look into it. Police, they should look into it. And even close to like 8 or more were saying, oh, I've inside this man car before, or I'm a victim, or I almost got kidnapped. What? The worst part of this issue is that it has been reported to the police, but police did nothing about it.
To every reader, this is not just a story. This is a call to wake up, a call to demand safety, a call to make sure that no man, no matter how cunning, is allowed to use the will as a weapon against women again. Because as long as this man is allowed to drive, every woman on the road is in danger.
The government is not doing anything. Somebody should do something about this guy.
Every single day, Lagos generates over 13,000 metric tons of solid waste, more than many
It's like just for you to look for somewhere to just hide your head, just put your head.
And they face a lot of challenges here in this place, because like what I'm saying here, the place they live, kind of work they do, where they cook and what they eat every day, it's going to affect them because many of them are here just for them to survive.
There is just one of two things that is come up, is that they will have to sell something before they will see money here to eat. Either they sell plastic or a rubber or keg or nylon, so they'll need to sell it. They'll work hard to get the money here. But in this place, you see a lot of people, they are living here. It's not like they don't have the money to rent house, but the money is too hard for them to see. Even though if they see the money safe, they will have to buy something. If rain fall, you will see a lot of water before you are coming into this place.
But beyond residents, thousands of people depend on these dump sites for survival, selling food and scavenging recyclables in risky and unhealthy conditions just to make a living. The question remains, how is the government tackling this challenge, and what is the plan for communities like Ojota, where the health of thousands is at stake?
We have monitoring and compliance officers who go around to enforce environmental laws. So since last year, we've arrested and prosecuted close to 200 offenders for littering, for dumping bulk waste. And we've also sealed a lot of facilities, commercial facilities that have not been obeying the environmental laws. We need to reduce the amount of waste we're generating. We need to reuse as much of that waste as possible, and also to recycle as much as possible. And that's the gospel we've been taking throughout the state. We're currently running a 2-bin system in Lagos. We have 2 bins, a green bin for general waste and a blue bin for mixed recyclables. And we have 80,000 of those, which we're selling through our websites. The 2 legacy dump sites at Olusosun and Solus 3 in Igodo. Each dump site will be replaced by a transfer loading station. From these transfer loading stations, we'll transport waste to new material recovery facilities, one in Ikorodu and one in Badagry. And those 2 sites collectively will process about 4,000 tons of waste out of the 13,000 we generate daily.
With this sensitization, we hope that the market women actually comply with the rules of the Thursday sanitation. That's number 1, which is very essential. Number 2 is to keep their goods and the things they sell in the proper places they are meant to keep them. Trade in the proper places they are meant to trade. Don't trade on the walkway. Abide by the rules. Leave the amount of meters that's left to be on the road for cars and vehicles to, to move around. And not only that alone, it's also essential for our market women as well. Once they are done with the day's trade, they should clean and sweep, the place that they've carried out their trade, their stores and their shops, put it in a proper, nice waste bin, tie it up, and take it to where the Loma operatives are meant to carry out, their duties, and make sure the disposal is as neat and as clean as possible. Because that's where we buy our food, that's where we buy a lot of things to take to our houses, and if it's not properly kept and the hygiene is not well done, we run dangers and, risk of having food disease and, disease outbreak.
While government agencies continue to emphasize citizen responsibilities, residents insist that stronger intervention and real actions are urgently needed to prevent further environmental and health crises.
In addition, we have waste-to-energy projects planned for our Ekpe dump site, which has been closed. That's by the free trade zone. There's going to be a waste-to-energy plant there to be constructed by Harvest Waste, a Dutch company. And that waste-to-energy plant will take in about 2,500 tons of waste daily to generate 60 to 80 megawatts of electricity to power the future of Lagos. Loma has a partnership with Lamata to build a biogas plant that will take in organic waste, both solid and liquid organic waste, and generate biomethane to power the mass transit fleet of Lamata and the compactor trucks that we use for collection of waste statewide.
For us as a local government, it's something we've done with our legislative arm within us here at Agege local government, is to make sure that anyone caught disposing waste the wrong way is going to be fined 50,000 naira, and they would also sign an agreement that allows us to know that once they do the same thing again, is either they pay more fine, and also we also hand them over to the necessary authorities to carry out all other regulations on the all other enforcement on them. For example, some people actually go to serve jail term, in regards to dropping refuse, illegally. That's one thing. And also environmental sanitation. People that don't sanitize, carry out sanitation in their houses, clean their drainages, will seal up their houses and ensure they pay a fine. After sensitization, which is the month of September, we are also going straight to inner street sweeping. We'll be bringing out people from the communities who will be appointed as street sweepers, and we'll pay them to make sure our inner streets are clean. We'll be making sure we carry along and then stakeholders around the ones that are nominated by the government to sweep the major highways, across local governments. Also, we are building an enforcement team, creating an enforcement team to manage people who have decided that they want to drop waste illegally. And not only that, we are also creating a drainage team that will be clearing all drainages across our local governments. We are also empowering and ensuring that
Hello there, and compliments of the season to you. Glad to have you tuned in today on African News 24 television for news and reports of events happening from around the world. I'm Timothy Crown, Aderibibe. We begin in security as 3 people are being killed in following a clash between security operatives and suspected drug peddlers in Katsina State. The violence broke out in Saboa, Katsina, after operatives attempted to arrest a suspected drug dealer. The confrontation escalated, leading to multiple deaths and the burning of an NSCDC outpost and motorcycles. Security agencies say the situation is now under control while investigations are ongoing. Still on insecurity, suspected ISWAP fighters have launched coordinated attacks on Jibiri and Ladu villages in YOBE State, leaving a traditional ruler injured and a driver abducted. The attacks occurred during the raid on Jibiri, and the village head, Lawan Hassan, was shot in the shoulder. The assailants also looted a health facility in Ladu village before fleeing. Security operatives have begun investigations as residents remain on alert. And now in politics, the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, WIKE, has denied allegations by the Governor of Oyo State, MAKINDE, that he promised to hold down the People's Democratic Party for President Bola Tinubu's re-election in the 2027 presidential election. WIKE made the denial during a media chat in Abuja today, where he described the allegation as a blatant lie and suggested that the Oyo State governor was speaking from frustration and lack of courage to openly declare his own presidential ambition. The former governor expressed frustration with how the Oyo State governor called him, saying he had never called him WIKE. In a related development, Oyo State Governor Seyi Makinde and former Governor of Ekiti State Ayodele Fayose are locked in a political dispute over federal relief funds linked to the BODIJA explosion in Ibadan, the Oyo State capital. Fayose claims the federal government released 50 billion naira to Oyo State, accusing Makinde of hiding the funds from the public. However, the governor's media aide says only 30 billion naira was released, explaining that 4.5 billion naira went directly to victims, while the rest was used for reconstruction and security. Makinde's camp insists documents cited by Fayose only show a request, not proof of payment, and describes the allegation as politically motivated ahead of the 2027 elections. Meanwhile, the APC in Oyo State has demanded a full account of the funds as political tensions continue to rise. Still in politics, the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, WIKE, has accused politicians of scheming to access the 600 billion naira left in River State coffers after the lifting of a 6-month emergency rule. Speaking to the River State House of Assembly, WIKE claimed that recent high-profile visits to Governor Simina Fubara were motivated by attempts to tap into the funds rather than political goodwill. He described such politicians as opportunists exploiting public disclosure of the fund to position themselves for personal gain. The 600 billion naira was reportedly left behind by former sole administrator Vice Admiral Ibok Hibas and confirmed by Governor Fubara upon resuming office in September. WIKE called on politicians to respect agreements and warned against exploiting the state resources for personal interest. Now to business. President Bola Tinubu has approved the cancellation of a large portion of debt owed by the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited to the Federation account. Following a reconciliation exercise, about $1.42 billion and 5.57 trillion naira in legacy debt have been wiped off, according to a report presented at the November meeting of the Federation Account Allocation Committee. The approval covers NNPC's outstanding obligations up to December the 31st, 2024, based on recommendations by a Joint Reconciliation Committee. However, the regulator says fresh debts incurred in 2025 remain and will continue to be monitored for recovery. And in the Green Chambers, the Minority Caucus of the House of Representatives has urged the federal government to suspend the implementation of the new tax reform laws amid allegations that the versions gazetted differ from those passed by the National Assembly. The caucus said the suspension should remain until investigations into the alleged alterations are concluded and clarity is restored. The call followed remarks by the chairman of the Presidential Committee on Fiscal Policy and Tax Reforms, Taiwo Oyedele, who insisted that the January 1, 2026 implementation date for the Nigerian Tax Act and the Nigerian Tax Administration Act remains sacrosanct, noting that the reforms are aimed at reducing tax burdens for most workers and businesses while promoting economic growth. controversy erupted after a lawmaker raised concerns over discrepancies between the bills approved by lawmakers and those circulated to the public, prompting the House to set up a committee to investigate. While President Bola Tinubu has signed a 4 tax reforms bill into law, the minority caucus has called on Nigerians to disregard any tax laws lacking proper certification, stressing its commitment to safeguarding legislative integrity. And on the foreign scene, U.S. President Donald Trump and Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky held talks aimed at easing tensions in Ukraine, describing the discussions as constructive. The meeting focused on security concerns, future military support, and potential pathways for negotiations with Russia, though no formal agreements were reached. Zelensky stressed that any settlement must protect Ukrainians' sovereignty, while Trump emphasized the importance of dialogue and diplomacy. Analysts say the talks offer cautious optimism, but significant political and military hurdles remain. Welcome to Sport. Tunisia coach Samin TRABELSI says his team's slow start and lost duels cost them in their 3-2 AFCON 2025 defeat to Nigeria in Fez. Nigeria raised into a 3-0 lead through Victor Osimhen, Wilfred Ndidi, and Ademola Lookman before Tunisia's late fight back with goals from Montassar Taubi and Ali Abdi proved insufficient. TRABELSI praised the side's late performance, saying they showed they can compete when controlling possession and tempo. Nigeria tops Group C with 6 points and faces Uganda next, while Tunisia must defeat Tanzania to stay in the tournament. And finally, on entertainment, storytelling took center stage in Lagos at ITAN, Atialo, Tales by Moonlight, a cultural event celebrating Yoruba oral traditions. The event brought together filmmakers, traditional leaders, and cultural admirers to revive indigenous narratives and engage younger audiences. Veteran filmmaker Tunde Kelani announced a new movie, Koshegbe, for 2026, emphasizing storytelling's role in cultural continuity. The Moonlight-themed evening featured folklore narration, performances, and cultural displays, marking a growing interest in events that connect modern audiences with Africa's rich storytelling heritage. And that will be it for now. Thank you for staying tuned to African News 24 television. For more on these stories, please stay connected with us on all our social media platforms, and don't forget to visit our website at africannews24.ng for the latest updates to stay informed and ahead. I'm Timothy Crown at Deribibe. It's bye for now.